who is going to help us really make quality content. So turn books into masterclasses. We're talking about masterclass, like the brand Masterclass level courses for authors. And Parchelle, you have a super interesting history. So I just want to kind of let you take the mic and explain how you got into this.
Okay, absolutely. So I grew up in Virginia and in the Virginia Beach area of Virginia, and I grew up. My mom is a math teacher, and somehow ended down that path as well. So I was a math teacher with a master's in curriculum and instruction. I did that for about 8 years. So I have this teacher hat that I love to put on every once in a while. I love teaching. It was definitely something always new, just about every day. You can't, you just get that spontaneity working in high school. Trust me. So I taught high school math, and the last 2 years that I taught, it was interesting. Someone had approached me and asked me how much I would charge to make a video for them. It was a video or a logo or something to that. I was always doing something. But it was interesting because to that point, I was making videos and creative things just for fun. I had no idea I could make money doing anything creative. It just was like, oh, I just like being on the computer making stuff. And I've been doing that since I was 13. So this opportunity came about. They asked how much I would charge. And I was like, damn, okay, I'll do it for money. And it became something that essentially was like a side hustle because, teachers don't make all the money in the world. But essentially, I decided, all right, I'm going to just take on video and just have fun with it and see what happens. I ended up sort of being able to supplement my income as a teacher, if not make the same amount, just by like doing stuff on the side. And so I thought, what if I did this all the time? And so I ended up kind of being, open to that opportunity and ended up quitting teaching, got into being a full-time freelancer, no money coming in on the 1st and the 15th kind of thing.
Yeah,
Full time,
I've
just
been
going
there.
for it. And so I did that and just started to learn more about entrepreneurship through the path of video production. So ended up having a company in 2 locations, and we were producing content of all types and natures across the country. So what I love about what we get to do is that the best of both of those worlds come together for me in this aspect, and that is education and learning and creative media production. So the best of the both worlds come together in what we get to do, and we essentially have a turnkey solution in place to help authors who already have really amazing content. You have really curriculum itself in the form of a book, and we're able to take that and translate that into an actionable learning experience for the readers to take, that really accomplishes a lot as well if the author is, in business or is coaching or is providing services in some way. So that's essentially what we do, and a little bit my story and how it connects. But yeah, I'm an old school teacher, and I love to create visual media and to lead others to really create really good stuff.
I've actually met a few teachers recently who've transitioned into creative work, helping coaches and authors. And you kind of have an upper hand. Like, you understand how to keep high schoolers engaged, like the most attention deficit people ever. And I think now in this online social space, we all are very distracted. So it's important to come at teaching from a really engaging angle, and so hard to do when there's millions of us trying to teach it there. So,
Yes,
and by
absolutely.
the way, this might be disappointing to you, but I've totally forgot how to long divide since high school. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. French and math gone.
Just totally erase. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
good.
So when it comes to helping authors make these master classes, how much how much do you take the reins? Are you branding? Are you filming? Are you making workbooks for them? Like, what's involved in building a masterclass for an
Yeah.
author?
Absolutely. So there's essentially five major steps in our process, and the first is really doing a plan, which we do that through a course strategy and design session that allows us to actually go through the manuscript and develop what is going to be the start of this curriculum for them. At that point, if we have a green light and everything looks great, then if we're going to do everything for them, which is what we offer, the next step goes into actually preparation of that material. So we actually flesh out more of what how this course is going to shape up. It also kicks off the production aspect. So that's the third phase. So in production, we're actually building out the assets. So some of our courses, of course, come with some sort of a workbook. They also come with a media aspect. So the production leg of what we do allows for people to come to us in San Diego, and we film all of their course content in a day or two. And of course, as you mentioned, using the Masterclass, like it's done at that quality level here. It's really like a red carpet experience, and it really is about the experience because our authors are just showing up, and they're showing up throughout the entire process. Then after that, it's all about how we then polish up that content we just created and get it in the right places. So we're at that point going into a learning management system to get that set up for them, and then from there, making sure that all the pieces are in place to essentially help them be able to then sell it, right? Because now they have a product, and how do we make it easy for them to promote and sell that product is really the last aspect of what we do in our solution. So, yeah, it's been a really interesting process, but those are the elements that they go through, and the way we've approached this is really from a perspective of how can they just show up and teach because that's what they're best at, and then really a lot of the other aspects are covered. They have the support.
Yeah. And I know you're particular. You're not going to just let authors come to you like, hey, I have this stuff. Can you edit it for me? You have your own visual elements that you want in there, and this it's important to you that your brand reputation is incredible. Like you're like the red carpet experience. So who is this not for? Like I imagine some authors could come in not ready to go. Are
Yeah.
you like a director? Will you say cut when
Yeah, I do
they're
I do say
okay?
that. So
Nice.
it's really cool. Like I like being on set because the seat that I take as a director is really from a learner's perspective. So like I'm there, I've got my headset on, and I'm there with the monitor and really engaged in the experience to make sure that it's coming across properly, given what we know about the content and what the goal is of the entire program. So so yeah, I'm essentially directing in that case. I forgot your other question, but
What was
that
my
was
other question?
yeah.
Um, well, people have come to you to say, "Hey, can you edit
Oh
this
yeah,
course?" It's already sort of
finished
done,
shot. Yeah.
and you don't do that.
Not
So,
necessarily. The way that we're building this out is really to start with what is the most well executed process, and then starting to sort of backpedal from there into other iterations that other people can do either in a done with you fashion or something to that extent. I would say that across the board, right, I hear the stat about the e-learning industry and that it's going to surpass like $366 billion by whatever date. It's just the big number that we see. And it's true. I mean, there's a lot of information that's going out there and we're consuming it at a faster pace. But when you look at that spectrum of the money being spent in that sector, the other question that comes up for me is what's the quality? Like what are the experiences that are made up in this $366 billion? You're going to have everything from somebody on their phone, somebody just on an audio recording, somebody just with slides, someone who recorded at their house, somebody who went maybe in our direction to have it actually done for them at a high premium level. And all of them are fair, all of them are valid, all of them work. So but I think when you consider that aspect of it, as course creators and producers, we're positioning ourselves to be at the higher end of that market, to where either somebody who's coming to work with us is going to definitely have a quality representation of their work, and most of our clients are ones that are thinking about legacy, and they're thinking about how their brand lives on, and it was done in such a quality manner. So we're serving that end of the market. And then anyone who is, let's say, struggling and has a certain, aspect of production, we're still able to at least help them or give them suggestions and resources to improve that. So that way the quality of what they present, is still on point and they're proud of it.
so you're in San Diego. Do you
Yes.
have people fly in to film with you?
Hmm.
Awesome. And what's the price range with these courses? Because this is for people with very like high quality professional brands. Are we talking $5,000 high ticket or $18,000 high ticket?
Much higher.
My okay.
Yeah. It's much higher. So this is definitely in the, multiple five figures, if you will, in that respect. So, on average, if somebody's coming and we're doing everything for them, it's starting at least 60,000 and then going up from there.
And these brands who are coming in, I assume, are also selling high ticket offers with their master classes.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
what kind of advice do you have for lower ticket people who who are not there yet? They're not seven figure brands ready
Yeah.
to make their legacy into a red carpet experience. What kind of
Absolutely. I think that it's really important that you still repurpose this content. So, as an author, you're also a business owner. And so, in that case, you have different strategies that come to mind when you're trying to monetize your work, because book copies alone are not going to do it. And I think most of us know that. So, we're really looking at some strategies that incorporate one, your lead generation strategy, like how people are going to find out about you, but then also your product development strategy, like how are your products or the things that accompany that, what is being developed for that. Your book essentially is like, like the Eiffel Tower, right? The Eiffel Tower as itself is a structure that brings a lot of attention, right? People want pictures with the with the Eiffel Tower. It's just a sight to see. It's something to experience. But who really makes most of the money are the things around the Eiffel Tower, right? Souvenirs, the experiences, the restaurants, the locations where you can live and see this thing every day. I mean, that's where a lot of the money is being made. So as authors, I think it's important we see our work in that respect. Your work is that Eiffel Tower, and you can build different products around it. And so one of the things that we offer for authors, no matter if you're thinking about the red carpet experience or not, we do offer that very first step of our process, which is the plan. And this is a really big challenge for most authors because they're trying to figure out, first of all, does it make sense for me to turn my book into a course? And secondly, if I do, how do I know what to take out, right? What's going to make the most sense in this format? So we actually offer our course strategy design session just as a standalone experience. And some of our authors take that work and then they go and produce it themselves because they have the support of their team, right? There's a ton of programs out there that can show you how to, successfully build and launch a course. So, those options are available. At least for now, right? Again, looking at the long term for us, we want to be able to serve in all these aspects. But for now, where we're at, being about a year and a half old, this is just the stage of development where we're in. But we see a lot of opportunities where we'll be able to serve. In the meantime, the best experience with us is just to get the plan done. It's going to be done fully. It's a full curriculum, so that way you can see what is going to be the most actionable, the most aligned for your business, for the structure of your learning, all things considered, so that you actually have a product in place. And two, a lot of times that's all you need to actually pre-sell. So you can take what we build as well and start to actually do a launch campaign around it, and get supported and actually getting it launched.
I love your Eiffel Tower analogy. Okay, well, I'll see you in about 5 years in San Diego. And for now, the authorsleverage.com is where everybody at any stage, whether you're like ready to get on a plane to San Diego or want to get a better idea of what Parchelle offers, like the tips and advice for like making your own masterclass, DIYing it, you can check that out at theauthorsleverage.com.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
yeah, Parshall, it's always great to talk to you. You
Yeah,
just
you too.
calm me down.
For real?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
calm now? You weren't calm
I'm
before?
calm now. No.
Oh.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde with me. I have
Oh.
moments where I'm so chill and then it's just panic inside. Apparently, I'm the most anxious, chill person. My friends know. That's how they would describe me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an experience.
Yeah. Are you chill inside as you are outside?
I work at it.
Okay.
I think we all just like, show it in different ways, but yeah, like I have my moments for sure. But um I do have to chill myself out. And I do that. I meditate, so that helps me a lot.
Nice. All
Do
right,
you
let's
meditate?
take I I go through phases where I'm really good at this, and then phases where I do nothing. I don't eat well. I eat out every day. I don't meditate. I don't smell the
Mm.
roses ever. I can sit on my computer for 8 hours. And I know I should get up and walk for 2 minutes. My 88-year-old grandfather could do it. I could do it, but I don't. So I do go through phases. In my 20s, I had pretty bad Lyme disease where I couldn't walk at one point.
Oh man.
For some reason, that's the most zen I've ever been. Every day I was meditating, I was grateful for every day.
Oh my
Now
God.
I'm on the clock. Now that my mortality is not at stake, it's like life is not as amazing anymore, which is kind of weird. And I need to check myself a lot more often than I do.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, thank you for sharing. That's pretty
Yeah,
powerful.
just a little throw into our conversation. All right, let's take this offline. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Parchelle. Well,
Yeah.